boys. All right. It's been a while since we were in this location, I guess. Not that long since we did our last tasting, but
January.
Yeah, we're back for more, and we have 4 glasses here in front of us. These two don't know anything about what's in them. Nope. We'll try them and see what we can figure out. I'd be curious to see if anyone had a guess as to what the theme was after tasting them all. But,
well, I'm definitely going to get it.
Yeah, Rick's a shoe-in for sure.
Yeah.
Plus 200 or minus 200 for Rick's guess. Okay, let's get going. Left or right?
Left or right. All right.
And that's the right, Cody. You had me going for a second.
Next over. No. Two
so
over.
Much.
No, that's mine. There you go.
I did a very poor job of making all of these pour the same.
You could get a measuring thing.
Yeah.
They could give you a shot glass or something. Something.
I did my best. Chocolate. Of course, there is a open bag of Doves right here.
Chocolate.
A little
orange.
bit, yeah. Of course, I just had the orange, so maybe that plays
That is
into
true.
it.
Rick and I just both had consumed a Tangelo, so might be influencing us somewhat. So there's probably residual orange essence floating around. Oh, I'm getting so much chocolate on this.
There it is. I get the chocolate now.
Yeah, for sure. And
Took a deep breath with my nose.
a little bit of like a brown sugar like powder, like on like a hot cup of cocoa. And you have like a little bit of the marshmallow on top, and then you put some brown sugar right on top of that.
With orange.
With an orange slice.
Oh.
Someone's going to do the illustrations, right?
Maybe a little honey or something. I don't know.
Would you call that low proof? On the low proof side, or
Lowish, yeah.
because it didn't make me go like after the first sip. So
It's true. That's
or maybe I'm just
We've ruined the streak, apparently. It's like orange marmalade.
I get a little chocolate too at the back of my tongue.
Yeah. Like kind of a cheap chocolate.
Mhm.
It's really smooth, but it's almost like it's like too wet. Which could go back to the proof issue.
I'm gonna say I don't mind this one.
It's like a little
Enjoy it.
oak, a little like a tiny bit of cinnamon. It's mostly maybe a tiny bit of chocolate. It's mostly just kind of orange and oak to me. And there isn't a whole lot going on really. A whole lot of evolution.
Mm-mm.
It's not bad.
That punch is very low proof. Like
Yeah, the flavor doesn't last very long.
yeah, like I let it sit on my tongue for 3 seconds there, and it's just like not getting anything. You gotta swallow it.
Finish is pretty weak, but I don't know. It's pretty pleasant overall, though.
Yeah,
it's like 100 proof MGP offering, except not as high rye. Like I don't really get any rye off of it. Which is kind of what I enjoy about the MGP, but it's like a lower price, maybe. Not necessarily lower. It just doesn't have the evolution of or the complexity, but what's there is pretty tasty.
What you just said is like what my heart was trying to say. You just put words to it, Cody.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
That was perfect. A perfect way to describe it. Yeah, it's like MGP, but without that spice to it. Exactly. So, okay.
Moving on.
Number 2.
It's another one with like it's like a plum and
Yeah, that's gonna say like a sweetie
or date or fig plum.
dark fruit.
This it's like stone fruit, but I actually want to go the other direction with it, like almost towards apricot, because it's like
Okay, sugar plum.
something dried. Man,
Berry?
okay, I must be smelling something different than you guys. No,
Adrian
in that way.
Adrian didn't practice before he came. His smelling calibration is off.
I was getting a lot of like almost. It was a lot of fume and alcohol and stuff like when I was first smelling it. It's now like simmering down for me a bit, and I'm still not really smelling anything plum-like, but a little honey and I want to say I do smell a little bit of rye, but it's not like it's like this might be a 10% mash bill rye, like not high rye, but I feel like I smell a little bit of it.
It's like
Get the honey.
I get like plum, but like kind of like light. It's not like a real dark and confection or sugar.
I was getting the like, I don't know if it's sugar or honey, but like something like that.
Maybe a bit of like clove. Nah, it's like pretty light, but like you still get like plum off of it.
I think what I'm thinking is maybe rye. It's sort of like a cigar smoke. Like so it might not be rye, but it's like something, it's almost a smokiness that's drowned under whatever honey and maybe plum stuff that they're smelling. It's like it doesn't come off like, oh yeah, it smells smoky. It's just more like, if you really look for it, I think there's some smokiness in there.
Maybe graham cracker? Maybe that's just me.
Maybe.
I think I taste now.
That one had a slight burn in my throat compared to the first one.
Yeah, it sneaks up towards the very end and the finish. There's a little bit of a heat to it. I think now I taste maybe a little bit of fig.
Fig, honey, maybe blackberry even, and like graham cracker maybe. But
I'll go within the blackberry.
it's not like you'd think it was like really dark based off of that, but it's not. It still maintains like a lightness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though the fruit, like I don't know what, clearly off a little bit because it'd be darker if it was those things, but
Yeah,
you get like
still
hints of those, but it's still light.
like airy.
Yeah, what you guys are saying is right. I would throw in maybe a little bit of a kind of a very midline apple, like maybe a Red Delicious or something that's not like particularly strong.
There's no flavors that the notes that I'm saying are kind of what I thought of B520 Elijah Craig, but much lower. It's like if you watered that down a lot. But even if you put still like something lighter in it than what I'm saying, because it's not straight blackberry and like plum fig, or else it'd be a lot darker. But
yeah, I would guess. I mean, I truly don't know what the ABVs are in this. I know they're around a certain point, but based on tasting these, I'm guessing this one's like 45, but this one's like 50.
it's like, you know what it is? I got a great way to explain it, I think. Because
Go on.
I don't really get a whole lot of vanilla out of it. I don't get a whole lot of spice or maybe a little oak, but it's mostly just like the fruit and like honey-ish flavors. What I'd say it is like, it's like if you made a Buffalo Trace, but instead of using like red fruits and apple, it's like you use like fig and plum and
Berry
maybe, but like those like darker fruits, but still
yeah.
it's like really light and sweet and
yeah,
drinkable.
like entry level Buffalo Trace, yeah.
But like using like
different.
Replace like strawberry with like blackberry,
right.
You replace apple with like plum or something, and it would be that is what this would taste like, because it's still really light and drinkable and
yes,
and like not that dark.
What was that?
The light
Oh,
goes on and off, so
right.
lighting might be a little weird for this video.
It's been like that for the last several. Yeah, Cody's not off with that. I do think there is some apple still lingering in this one, but yeah, fruity for sure. This is a fruit guy right there.
There's like a little clove graham cracker on the finish, but
I was gonna say pie crust, which was pretty close.
It's really light though.
Okay.
It's like if you made a graham cracker pie crust, but it's like just barely there.
A pie with some of those dark fruits and
yeah.
All right. Looks like
The hell is
I have
that?
less of this one than the other three, so
Sounds like
drink spell.
honey and
That's like
honey and tobacco, and that's like it. There's like
the
that.
honey like hits you
Yeah.
smack in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Like
A little bit of hot cinnamon.
A mead whiskey.
yeah. This one's like, it's like, some of those that you get like that
A little bit of
those
spice.
flavor, like a 1920 or something, you get some of those, but like it's like honey, tobacco, leather, but without like I don't get ton of spice or oak. It's just like someone put like
little
leather, tobacco, and honey in a glass.
A dash is the cooking term. A dash, a pinch of oak.
Pinch of your dick.
I don't see how that's relevant. Cody. I don't see how that's relevant at all.
Honk honk.
Because it's oaky.
It's
Tobacco-y.
Nobody's perfect. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, I can see tobacco here. It's light, but it's in the background. It's running around there.
Let me see your glass. Adrian gave me an off-brand discount Glencairn.
You know what, Cody? Of course you would notice that. Of course you would notice that. I do what I can to fill out the number of Glencairns I need, and I get nothing but flack for it.
It's like a bit of like something sour in the background of Rick's. Like a not like a sour fruit, like a sour, like a Worcestershire or something. You know what I'm saying?
Like I was just gonna say like I've said soy before, and nobody went with me on it, but I'm gonna go soy a little bit, which approaches I think what you're describing.
Worcestershire, honey, and tobacco. That's what this is. Let's move forward.
On paper, that would be a
Decided.
terrible
Drink
combination.
or sip it.
Flavor. Yep. Oh no, that's anise. Black licorice. Punch me in the mouth. That's a lot stronger, concentrated of a flavor than the nose would imply.
Yeah.
More intense of a flavor than the
more
others.
tobacco.
But I get
flavor. My God.
I got straight on the beginning of the mouthfeel anise, that black licorice and honey.
Kind of a molasses sort of. It's not quite as jarring to me as black licorice, but that's like it's their same family. Okay,
You know
we're on
what?
the one that's punishing Rick's tongue.
This was not the right one for this to happen to me. Like,
You okay?
yeah. Like, my throat was, like, constricted all of a sudden. It, like, kept the whiskey in my throat for a little bit longer. And that was not good.
We find out that Rick's actually allergic to whiskey.
Mouthfeel is thicker than the others, I feel, noticeably.
I mean, other than that, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I like the flavor.
It's kind of confusing.
You do like it?
I like, yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot more, so much more tobacco on the drink than on the nose, and
Tobacco,
Oak.
honey, maybe even a little bit of that
black oak and
dark fruit, a little, that are actually more dark than number 2.
very dark, almost non-fruit. That's so dark.
Raisin or something.
And that heat is just lingering. That's a kicker. It lasts. We ready for 4?
I think so.
Distinct lack of vanilla in any of these, or much caramel.
Now this is definitely way too much in
Yeah.
this one.
Adrian, what are you
I don't
doing?
know, man. I don't know where I
funny you
was,
say
what was
that.
happening. I was
Ow.
coasting through all
I
sorts
get
of.
that smell that I can't figure out what
Whoa.
the it is ever, and
Okay, gingerbread.
I always equate it to like the
Frosting.
the root vegetable smell. You know what I'm saying? The wasabi or horseradish. Ugh,
Okay.
God, I hate it.
I don't smell anything like that.
Like that, it's like a cross between that and like a minty. It's like somewhere in between those two. You get that like really like the not the heat of like those things, but like the taste of it.
I'm trying
You know what I'm
to
saying?
like reconcile that with what I'm
Maybe.
smelling.
Like
To me,
the-
this is like it's like baked bread. and,
I
like,
kind of get more of the
frosting.
ginger
Yeah.
I get like
gingerbread.
a little ginger. I can get the bread, and then that like that slight root and mint kind of
I just got some
earthy. And
kind of unearthed. Yeah, I was gonna say
Mint.
I just got some earthy like tree bark kind of smell
Yeah.
on a deep whiff. But
I gotta figure out.
Yeah, I
what
get that
scent is.
If I take a deep whiff, I get that. But if it's just like a little sniff,
But like, there's
Like,
definitely a mustiness, like a damp must to it as well.
sesame. I'm gonna say, and then what is that stuff? Okay, you get like flat sheets. They're almost like crackers, flat breads at like certain Italian restaurants. What is that called? And they're like it's like a cracker, and it's
Bruschetta.
covered in seeds.
Oh.
That's what that is kind of reminding me of.
It's like maybe a little like a it's got some rye in it kind of bread. that's like a dry toasted type of bread.
Very dry.
And then it's but at the same time it's got like also a musty, kind of earthy, minty smell.
Musty and earthy.
What the heck?
I'll go with that. The mint I'm not feeling, but
Like it was like very kind of like watery at first. Then it got some like
makes this taste and smell burnt to me.
Ooh, what's that aftertaste?
yeah, that's
Yeah, a real savory, like almost like soy aftertaste or something. It's not soy, but I can't think of.
What the hell is this? Very curious to know which of these tastes like this.
to me it tastes like something that was like like a sesame seed that was like burned a little like a
burnt sesame,
like a bagel or like a sesame seed bagel or something.
That's what I'm trying to like evoke that sort of thing. Like,
And it's got
That's
like,
been toasted.
but it's got like ham on it or something. It's got like a,
Yeah.
it's got like a savory, like meaty taste too. Yeah, like after the initial taste, I get that like bread or whatever. And then it's like a meaty kind of taste, which is what I think I got the finish on the last time, but it presents itself more forward the second time through. You know, things we're mentioning are very pungent in flavor. Obviously, you know, it doesn't taste quite like that, but yeah, I'm getting like toasted sesame or something and like ham or something. And there's a bit of sweetness, but I can't really, there's not enough of it to put a finger on what exactly it tastes like. I get varying amounts of that savory, meaty taste each time I drink it. Sometimes it's barely there. It usually punches through when they finish. In the middle of the tongue, it's got that like smoky.
it's like a mesquite.
It's got
something
that
smoky. I
that
agree.
like toasted,
Doesn't make me
but
think.
toasted meaty flavor.
Yeah, to me it's like not exactly meat, but it would taste like a meat because something has been smoked. Is like the way I feel it tastes like. So if you take a leaf and you smoke it like you would, a brisket or something like that, and like it ends up having a meaty flavor. That's to me like what's going on here.
No,
I don't
it's
think
ham.
It's actually ham. They put 2,300 pounds of ham per,
Whiskey barrel.
per batch. You know?
It's Elijah.
Pig flesh floating around.
It's Elijah Craig toasted ham barrel.
the alcohol would like dissolve the meat and just be this like liquidy sludge of liquid ham in
It's
the
totally
whiskey.
congealed.
The filtration process is special to make it come out this clear.
This is going to be
Well,
a train wreck trying to put these in order.
it's easy for me to figure out which one's my least favorite, but I try to balance like what I like the most with what I think is maybe
Considered the best.
no, not just objectively. Like this one's more complex and it's thicker and it's got more flavor, but I kind of like the flavor of this one better. So it's like kind of a balance.
Join the Street G and let's finish this up.
I like them. Yeah. Cody looks like. I'm not sure what Clay looks like. Being like
Bomber.
going on a jog or a boxing match or something.
Yeah, it's training with
Here, I'll do it too.
Doc Johnson.
Here, I'm a Jedi. Here.
I don't have one. All I can do is flip up my collar.
Wow.
I know, I'm a scrub. Big old scrub.
I don't know.
So I just smelled caramel apple. Picking this back up. You know what?
First
You know what it
one?
reminds me of is remember in the
I'm
mall,
smelling
Rick?
apples.
There's that hallway in the mall in
The
Woodward
old
Mall
orchard.
with the yes. That's what walking in there is what this smell. Suddenly I smell that. I don't know why.
That shows you how long he's been at the mall because it hasn't been there for
No.
probably 20 years or so. Better.
Ew.
It's funny though. No, but I mean, you're right. That was a very distinct smell that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
so.
and it's like very autumnal and like appley and like I don't know why I didn't want
Get
to do something.
less toasted burnt smell this time, but
Are we going right to left now?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
dude.
it's I get a little like cinnamon, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Less of that like slight like
Bless you.
minty smell that I got last time.
Plum, prunes coming back in, and then now there's the burnt. There's that burnt smell. It's back. Not as strong as before.
Still a little earthiness. Still there on the
Definitely
taste.
plum. And yes, now
There's that burnt ham taste.
comes back in the finish. Well, I'm getting more sweet stuff.
Ah.
Up front.
I mean, I guess we all do this, but I always think of like certain things as a certain flavor, so I always bring up the same notes. But it's almost like since it's kind of a meaty taste, it's almost kind of like papaya. You know, has that to me. It tastes kind of meaty, almost. It's
like in a fruit way. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but it's almost like a toasted version of that, if you could do such a thing. It's like you added toasted sesame oil to a papaya.
Like maybe you put it on a sandwich or something, or a sandwich spread. It's like a little amuse bouche, on a plate with like on a toasted sesame cracker, and you have a little bit of papaya paste, and then a little bit of something else. I don't know, sort of a plummy thing going on.
It's just
Oh, crap.
so pungent.
No palate cleanser.
Oh,
Start
shoot.
over.
That meaty taste though is so pungent. It's like meatier than meat. I don't know how to describe it.
That's behind him. Can't sure I want to follow this train to its destination all the way, but
I love you, Cody.
Toasted.
meat zest,
Yeah.
spirit of meat,
Whatever.
all
It's
meat
like
spice.
it's that savory taste. It's like the most savory thing I've ever tasted before.
All right, I'm going back to 3.
And if you don't get it right away, it like creeps in, and you're like, oh.
I'm going back to 2.
Oh wow!
Yeah, honey and
It doesn't smell as strong as the first time, but yeah.
like maybe like nutmeg-ish, black licorice. It's not like super pungent, off-putting, but it's in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that like tobacco.
Yeah. Tobacco's still there on the taste, and now I'm tasting a little bit more. To Cody's credit, I'm tasting a little bit of licorice. I don't think I want to say necessarily black licorice, but yeah, the foundation of licorice is lurking around in there, so that could be that anise. It's the first time I've detected it all in the string. Yeah, burnt, a lot of honey, definitely tobacco. Tobacco, oh my gosh.
It's like, it's just straight up. It's like 75% thick honey, 20% tobacco, and 5% black licorice. That's like it. But it's like, it's intense in those flavors though. It's like maybe only those, like, there's more going on than that, but it's like it's those 3 things, but like
There's a little bit.
it's like you condensed it.
A little bit of corn syrup too, like something that kind of reminds me of like a sucker almost. Like if you remove a specific flavor. I want to point that out too if we're going back to
By far
second.
the most flavor intense out of any of these.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's got to be the highest proof.
And it's the thickest mouthfeel to me, even though I haven't gone back through the others yet. And I don't like that black licorice, but it's
I agree.
It's really good though.
Any amount of it.
So do you not like 3 at all, Rick? Or what? Where's your stance?
I'm not sure I'd say it's the worst one for me, but yeah, probably on the bottom.
Not your favorite. Okay.
That doesn't smell like what I remember. What the hell was this? This is the one I don't remember now. What did we say?
Slightly high.
Oh, we
yours
said
was-
this is the one I
was the
said
berry
like
one.
dark fruit
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
But berry means dark berry.
It reminds me again, sort of, but lighter of that. I mean, I guess I said B520 first, but I'd say more so. It reminds me a little bit of a lighter version.
Well, you were saying Buffalo Trace was the one that's reminded you of it if you replace
Right.
it with darker stuff.
Well, right.
Just to remind you of what you were saying.
Well, but I also said it reminded me of B520, but super light. But, well, basically the same thing, but it reminds me of the Balcones. Kind of got like a soy sauce, fig kind of smell to it.
If you mixed 2 and
A little.
4 to me, I think you would have a very close approximation of Balcones, minus a few percent in ABV, if I had to guess.
It's a pretty good mouthfeel, too.
Yeah, as I said, this one had a little bit of a spice to it.
But it was like a, I guess it was that graham cracker taste you were talking about. It's almost like I'm chewing
that
on,
was the 4th one, I think.
on the, no, we said that.
On the
Rick
second
said
one?
that on the
Okay.
second one. It's a little bit like you're eating a Raisin Bran Crunch cluster or something. It's like a cinnamon, but like also kind of a cereal grain kind of. It really does. It reminds me of it's like sort of like eating Raisin Bran Crunch, sort of, because there's that raisin or dark fruit in it too. But it really does make me think of like the clusters or like just the cereal. It tastes kind of like cereal grainy, but not like in a bad way, in like a young whiskey kind of way. But just kind of that, kind of like oat and cinnamon, sort of. But also with the dark fruit, maybe not so much raisin, maybe more so like
I was going to say there's
dates or something.
Might be some, for me, I was going to say a note of shaved almonds. Not buttery, not like almond butter, but some like
definitely
actual chunk of like, if you had like hard, crisp almond chips.
Like a plum juice or something, or like a
prune juice,
or a date juice or something.
Actually, this does make me think of prune juice, and we used to have tons of it at the family business. So like, ooh.
I barley amount in this or something, maybe. Probably not at all, because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't know the mash bills on these at all.
But it's pretty good.
All right, number one.
This is one we thought was super simple, and we said it was what, like
We need to like just write down a couple things.
Shut up!
On the first round through.
How dare you?
Chocolate.
How dare you?
I'm getting.
It was like chocolate
pudding.
What did I say? It was like
orange.
Orange,
and chocolate is
that's
what we
right.
kept saying.
Orange and chocolate.
Yeah, so I get a
Chocolate.
little.
Not cocoa with brown sugar dust and a slice of orange floating around in it, ruining the whole thing.
It's like if you took
Oh God. I'm sorry, future me.
You squeeze like a light orange into a glass, and then you sprinkled a few kernels of corn in there.
Then what?
And then you dusted the room with cocoa powder.
And then there were dinosaurs in the background too. What else should I have to do?
Shut up, you fool! Don't make this silly.
This is like, so those are like really pleasant flavors, but this just is so damn weak. It comes off like I feel like if this was stronger, those flavors would rock. But like being so watery,
it's like two notes. It's like corny, orangey, and I guess chocolate. That's like it. There's nothing.
All right, I got my order.
Distinct.
Damn.
I'd say lack of standard bourbon flavors on these.
Yeah, actually.
Like caramel, oak, and vanilla were pretty light. Got a little oak on some of them, but not really a whole lot of caramel or vanilla. No vanilla on any of them, really.
So Rick already knows what he wants. Go ahead and tell me, Rick, what you want. I'm struggling here ranking these.
For me, it's like 2, 3, 1, 4.
We're gonna be
You
similar.
put 3 as second? I thought you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was talking about putting them towards the bottom.
I changed I had a mind change.
Okay.
Going through them again, and I suppose I can forgive it for like destroying my throat. Making it feel like I drank like a cup.
What is
cup
that?
of nails or something.
Adrian, take 2 and 4. Take 2, a little sip. Give yourself some time.
Okay.
Just take a little sip. That's pretty.
2, then 4.
2, like a man. The more I'm smelling it, the more I get like ground up like oat. But yeah, like do that and then taste 4, and then instantly 4 is like, ugh, what the shit? And then you wait 3 seconds and you're like, blah, meat.
Damn. Yeah, I think 2 for me was like the best all around. 3 had like probably the most complex maybe or somewhere around there, but like a little bit too harsh for me. 1, decent flavor, but a little too watered down for me. And then the last one is just like weird.
So 4 is weird. Like 4 is like
I didn't
one of those
really
things
enjoy
that
it.
for someone who's had every bourbon, I could recommend 4 for that reason, for being unique.
Yeah.
But it's perplexing. The flavors are not immediately appetizing. I'm not getting the meat, straight up meat flavor that Cody's saying, but I know what he's talking about, and it's like it's an off flavor that doesn't seem appropriate for bourbon, maybe even whiskey.
Yeah,
versus apple juice.
This is really difficult for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to do, against my better judgment, 3, that black licorice I really don't like, but I think it's clearly, for me, maybe the best out of these. Then 2, then one. I feel like if it was like higher proof or something, it might be my favorite because I like the flavors, but it's just too lacking complexity and watery, and 4's gross.
Satan's whiskey. Satan's bourbon.
I'm gonna go with Rick. Cody is. I've never seen Cody struggle with any food or substance on the earth as much as he hates 4.
Don't worry, Cody. I gotta do something on for you.
I'll finish 4.
Take a big gulp of it. Try not to
all I have left
gag.
here.
Oh my god. I got a full mouth of it.
I don't know. It's not that bad for me, but it's not. It's.
Oh,
I'm not.
that earthy
I'll say
taste
2, 3,
that I
1, 4
don't
as well.
like.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
Without further ado.
You know what? 2 almost reminds me of that Bardstown Discovery, sort of. But not half as good.
Let's see. Shall we get the big son of a bitch out of the way?
Oh.
Really? Okay. So the one everyone
Universally.
Unless Rick ordered it wrong.
Cody was with me when I bought this. Number 4 is Oak Eden Bourbon Spire. You'll notice there is a spire in there, Ricky, of wood to give a continual bourbon flavor, even once in a glass bottle of flavor.
To give it a ham meaty
Is that the
flavor.
ham? Is that the ham spiral?
Is it a spire? It's a corkscrew like a pig's tail?
It is. It's a pig's tail. We figured it out. You know what I was going to say,
So
though?
one was the next
You know what I
one.
was going to say, though, when we were tasting this, and I just kind of dropped it because I didn't want to think too hard about it, but what I thought, having tried, like, number 4 and how off it seemed, was, like, I didn't want to hitch my wagon to this, but, like, oh, it's going to be, like, what do you call them? Like, craft distilleries like you've done before, because, like, this is too weird to be, like, a regular.
These are weird, but they're not, I wouldn't say they're crap.
Ugh.
Alright, so number
Christ.
1.
That's a weird thing. Where the hell did you even find that?
Is Jefferson's Ocean. This is Voyage. Yeah, you guys were with me. Bought that on a lake trip to Oak Eden. 23. Number 3.
The harsh one. The one that killed my throat. Let's see what it
That had
is.
the most flavor.
Elijah Craig Grenade. Barrel Select.
Oh, that's why it killed your throat.
And number 2, which is your favorite.
Didn't get those flavors when I tried it. Not blind.
Willett Pot Still.
That did not taste like a rye.
It's not a rye.
Oh.
It's a bourbon. And yeah, so the theme.
Gimme those gimmick bourbons, baby.
Yeah! These were all gimmick bourbons, which has a major pejorative connotation to it. Be that as it may, I thought we would give this a try. We had to do this one first, Cody, because I knew you didn't have frickin' much of this left, so we had to do that one today. So that's the Elijah Craig Barrel Select, one of the most polarizing of Elijah Craig's special releases. The Oak Eden, yikes, guys. This was... I hoped for a lot more from this. They have a bourbon Spire, a rye Spire, and a wheat Spire. I'm not tempted now to get the other 2.
What type of wood staves in it?
Well, it's not stave. It's a toasted oak spiral. Sweet, fruity notes and hints of honey. That's all it says, Cody.
Yeah, they wished.
What about the ham?
Fruit my ass.
What about the ham?
Maybe a papaya.
So this is for everyone who doesn't know, the Elijah Craig Barrel Select, you can pretty much only get in the gift shop, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And they call it the grenade because of the shape. It's really just shaped like a barrel, but everyone calls it the grenade bottle. The Willett Pot still looks like a damn genie's lamp. So I've not heard many good things about it, but it ended up winning today. So
You guys are nincompoops.
well, no, okay. So for the record, I knew based on the frickin' heat, this had to be Elijah Craig. But like, I agreed with you. Like, with that anise, it was just off enough that like something this high proof should be better. This I feel like was a better. If this was the same proof as this, by the way, it's like
maybe
50. It's like 45%, 47%, 45% versus 60 or something, 63. I don't remember. So this has like a major proof advantage. I think this, if you added 15%, definitely would kick the crap out of this. And to me, this is like a better, well-rounded bourbon to me.
maybe,
which is why I picked it.
But it's hard to. I mean, you know, you'd be like Buffalo Trace would be a whole lot better if it was 30 proof higher, and then it would be E.H. Taylor barrel proof. Like, well,
right?
Yeah, but
you know me, I love heat, so it's like I was tempted to give it to number 3, but like I agreed, like it's just like, is this like it's like. Probably if I have 4 people over that I want your best whiskey, and these are the only ones I have, I'd probably give them the Elijah Craig, but it's not because I think it's better. I think the Pot Still is probably a better made bourbon. It's not...
I'm going to pat myself on the back for picking the right one.
I knew which one it was and I didn't pick it. Give me some credit too.
Because you had your what do you
By the way, if you wondered why number 3 had so little in it, it's because you had barely anything left in that thing. And it had nothing to do with me pouring them differently. It was because I had no choice.
Prejudice.
For my eye,
I
it looks like
attribute it to
it's
being smoked in some way. Or,
the color's a bit darker than
that's something
a
you've
shade
not been
darker.
talking about in any reviews is the color. But
And
that's a
other bourbons.
nuanced game I'm not probably qualified to do. What?
It wasn't
Yeah,
like
it's a weird blend here. I know. It was a gift. Okay?
You gave me a drop of it.
I know.
I'll kill you!
I didn't get much either.
Thing going on. Yeah, sort of graham crackery. Graham cracker tastes sort of like that, I guess. Cinnamon and syrup.
I think we said gingerbread. Was that this one?
I thought that was the 4th one.
Yeah.
I have to editor.
Benny. Benny.